What's good? We back. You know what it is. Your boy CJ Goodfellow back with the Box Clinic. And, you know, another video to a direct response to a lot of comments I've been getting over, a long time about Jermall Charlo. Because anytime you bring up Jermall Charlo versus Canelo or versus, Golovkin to be exact, oh, why he didn't fight Demetrius Boo Andrade? Why he doesn't fight Andrade? And, it could be an easy rebuttal to that. It could be like, who is Andrade fighting? He's running from Sergey Shinchenko. He ain't trying to fight Shinchenko. He said he wasn't ready for Billy Joe Saunders. We talked about that. Said he'd like to face Gary Spike O'Sullivan and get his feet rep at 160 pounds. And what's funny about it is he called out Jermall Charlo when he moved to 160 before Andrade moved to 160 himself. He was at 154. And all of a sudden, he get to 160. Oh, I'm not ready to fight the top fight guys like Billy Joe Saunders and whoever else it may be. I need more time to grow into the weight class. You know what I'm saying? And also, we see him struggle to make fights with Erislandy Lara, but it's the lowdown between this. Let me get into the thick of the grits real quick. What had happened was this. He was offered a deal to face Jermell Charlo. His promoter liked the deal. Apparently, I'm going to link this article in the description. Versus Jermell Charlo. This is the other brother that's still at 54. They had a deal in place. I guess, Golden Boy, which was promoting Jermell Charlo at the time, Showtime, and, whoever his promoter was at the time. I'm not going to, pronounce their name, but whoever they was, they had all agreed to a deal. Paul Andrade, whatever you want to call this guy, the father, Demetrius Andrade, said they didn't talk to us about the deal. We don't like what we getting paid. Okay, so they kicked in an extra $50K. He was getting paid $250,000 to face Jermell Charlo. Then it was pushed up to $300K, which was a career high, for Demetrius Andrade. And his dad said, we did our share of cheap fights. We want bigger fights. Hold on. Fast forward to the future. This was what, 14, whatever the article say. To the future, I'm pretty sure Demetrius Andrade hasn't made $300K yet. Or consistently made that number yet. I may be wrong, but I don't think he still made $300K. So he passed up this opportunity because the money wasn't right. And not only that, he was actually mad that the challenger in Jermell Charlo was getting paid more than him. But look at here. I'm not worried about the next dude pockets. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to take my $300K, and if I believe I can really whoop this guy, the money will come flowing in. You feel me? You got to remember, Jermell Charlo, in the promotional guidelines, was the A side. The fight was happening on Showtime. That's his network at the time. He got the Golden Boy in his corner, the bigger promoter. That's the A side. He got Al Heyman. That's the A side. You see what I'm saying? And Andrade got to look at his team. His team approved the match. They made the fight. They approved it and brought it back to him. He said, okay, we need more money. They got him more money, a career high. And he still ducked the situation. So, do you think Jermall Charlo wants to enter negotiations and get a fight done and Demetrius Andrade pulls out the fight? Nobody want to mess with Andrade, man. Nobody want to fight him and get into negotiations with this guy. You feel me? Because this guy's a pump faker. We've seen it time and time again with him and Erislandy Lara going back and forth. Who has he fought? Who has this guy tried to fight? Legitimately. We can go back a couple years ago. He's a WBO champion. He got stripped for inactivity and not wanting to fight. Before that, they offered him to jump up and face Matt Korobov for the vacant WBO title at the middleweight division. When Peter Quillen ducked, Korobov, they said, all right, Andrade, we got a rule. If you're the WBO, champion at a lower weight class, you move up, you could be the mandatory, you get this shot. You know what Andrade said? Oh, it ain't enough money. It ain't enough money. He's been crying about money for years, but this is a guy that don't want to compromise to make the money and don't want to take the tough fights. He just want to skip the tough fights and skip the mid-level thing and go straight to the top and be the star. It don't work that way. And if he would have took the tough fights in the beginning, and if he truly believed in his talent, his skill level, his athletic ability, he would be there right now. He'll be a pound-for-pound fighter, but he don't believe. He's mentally weak. And You know, he let Andy Lee go ahead and knock out Matt Korobov and become the 160-pound middleweight champion of the world. He let an opportunity slide because of money. Oh, the money wasn't good enough. He been crying about money for years. So you want to know why he didn't get the fight with the Jermall Charlo? Because Jermall Charlo didn't take him serious when he called him out. You know why he didn't take him serious? Because this guy don't want to sign a contract. He want to cry about money and make it seem like, oh, he getting played in negotiations. But he got a D-side promotional company. And he read up with a D-side promotional company who put deals together for him to get to the next level, but he crying about the money, and he thinks he's an A fighter. He thinks he's an A-side fighter. In the just thing, you don't have Bob Arum, you don't have Al Hamm, you don't have Oscar De La Hoya, you don't even have K2 main events, Rock Nation. You was a dude with a third-rate fucking boxer promoter. What do you think you're gonna get? You're not an A-side fighter. You know, you got A-side ability, but you got a D-side team. And you a crybaby. Nobody want to negotiate with somebody that's constantly pulling out and scared to prove themselves. You know, he ain't did nothing. So that's the truth and facts about the situation. Like I said, I put the article link in the description. Y'all know what it is. It's TBC, and stop crying about this situation. We gone.